The scene changes, and we can see a flashback of Iroun's training period. The Silver King tells Iroun that he is the master of the divine demon cult. Iroun says, "What is this divine demon cult?" as he has only heard about the demon cult. The Silver King tells him that the roots of the demon cult lies in the divine demon cult. Iroun tells his master that demon cult is the sworn enemy of all the factions, and they are known for disrupting and overthrowing the world. Hearing this, Silver King gets angry and asks Iroun if he sees him as a troublemaker. Iroun says he didn't mean that. The Silver King tells Iroun that as he left the world, the martial world spread this propaganda, and however they passed. He also tells Iroun that the members of the demon cult are living pitiful lives. He requests Iroun to take care of them as he returns back. Back to the present, as Iroun walks towards Yunha, he gets that she is using demonic cultivation. When Iroun was a slave, he heard from his fellow slaves that the remnants of demon cult are found in the black market. They save kidnapped people, and they recruit them in their cult. Iroun didn't think that he would find the demon cult members so easily. Seeing Iroun standing still, the martial artist tells him to make a move. Iroun tells him to shut up, and this shocks everyone. The martial artist asked Chol that what's up with this guy. Chol says that he personally don't know him. He just hired him from the black market to clean up things if it went south. So it doesn't matter if I kill him. The martial artist says this and attack Iroun. As he attacks, he gets shocked to see that his sword is broken by Iroun. Iroun uses his black balls and breaks the sword. The martial artist is a bit scared to see that a sword imbued with Awar is broken so easily. He is nervous as he can't figure the level of Iroun. He thinks that Iroun has passed the transcendent level. Seeing this, the other C-rank player steps up and decides to attack together. Iroun also decides to kill them all. He shots his black ball at them. The martial artist gets the deathliness of the attack and tries to stop others, but it was too late. The black ball hits them and kills them instantly. Only Chol is alive. He is scared and begs to stop. But before Iroun makes his move, Yunha rushes and sliced the neck of Chol. Seeing this, Iroun asked Yunha if she is willing to attack him now. Yunha puts her sword back in her sheath and says that she won't charge at him knowing that she will die, surely. Yunha tells Iroun that there must be a goal behind his actions, and she is willing to help him in his goal, and for that she wants Iroun to spare her life. Iroun asked, "What if he is after her life?" "If my life was what you wanted, you would have taken it already," Yunha says. Iroun tells her that she is sharp. As they are talking, a huge red orge comes rushing. Iroun gets that this is the boss of the gate. Iroun tells Yunha that if she wants to help him, she has to first take down this monster, then bring them out of this gate. Yunha obeys the order and charges to the enormous orge. She eventually kills it, and they all come out of the gate safely. Min Hong and his team feels relief, and at the same time they cursed Chol. As they see Yunha, they bows down and thanks her for saving their lives. Min Hong then asked her that why did she hide her martial artist identity and join Heir party as a player. Yunha replies him that the man in black suit will explain them everything. The man tells Min Hong to follow him and tells him that as they drop them, he will explain everything on the way. Now, as everyone is gone, Iroun and Yunha is left alone. She asked Iroun that how can she help him. Iroun then asked Yunha that from where she belongs, is it Heavenly Sect or Blood Sect? Hearing this name, Yunha gets shocked, and in a shaky voice, she asked Iroun what he means. "Aren't you a demon cult member?" "Don't worry, I have no intention of reporting you to the Martial Alliance," Iroun says this. Hearing this, her expression changed, and she gave an angry look and asked Iroun if he was part of the cult. Your expression suddenly changed. "If I were a cult member, does that mean you'd be allowed to act that way toward me?" Iroun says. Yunha tells him not to divert the question and just answer what she asked. Iroun tells her to answer first, as he was the one who asked the question first. As Irun says, this 6 black-suited man appears and surrounded him and placed swords around his neck. Seeing this, Irun gets angry and starts to radiate his awar and tells them that this is the last chance for them to answer. Irun emits a larger amount of aura, which is putting a pressure on the black-suited man. The man wonders that how can a person have such a monstrous aura? Seeing the situation, Yunha tells Irun that they belongs to the blood cult. She then orders her men to pull away their swords, and Irun is her benefactor. The men tries to convince her to kill him as he knows about their existence. Yunha ignores then and tells them that if this man decides to kill them, he would have finished them in the blink of an eye. The men then removes their swords. Yunha then tells Irun that as she answers his question, now it's his turn to answer hers, is he truly a member of the cult? Irun removes his awar and tells her to take his answer as a yes for now. Yunha didn't integrate him further, and she asked him about his goal that she is supposed to help. As Irun stands silent, Yunha offers Irun to get in her car and they will talk as they go. Irun and Yunha gets in the car, and as she sits, she removes her rep cape and stars to remove the mask that she was wearing. As she takes out the mask, Lee Irun stares at her, and he gets that it's an Infi mask. He also compliments her, saying that she is beautiful. Yunha thanks him and also asked if this is his real face and if his real name is Lee Irun. Irun tells her that his face has slightly changed, but his name is real. Lee Irun then tells Yunha that Min Hong's party doesn't seem to know her identity, and it's obviously a lie that she is taking them back home. Considering she is wearing an Infi mask worth hundreds of millions and riding this limousine, money doesn't seem to be an issue. Then, she must be recruiting followers. Yunha tells that his guess is correct. But their original plan was for her to get to know them and recruit them. But because of Kim Cheol-ho, things became more extreme. Lee Irun then says, if they're the children of Nouveau Riche, the tribute must be enormous. He asked her if this is how they have made money so far. Yunha replies, saying that they receive tributes, but they don't demand unreasonable amounts like the association, and what the other party ultimately want is a guild, and they are helping them establish a guild as a condition of joining the church, so it's not a bad deal for them either. Lee Irun thinks that this a good thing as player are desperate for a guild as they can't level up without joining one. Yunha then asked Irun that what was the martial art that he used in front of the gate. Irun tells her that it's a bit aggressive to ask for the martial arts right away. Yunha asked him to at least say that, as she has already told him about the secrets of the cult. Lee Irun tells her that he can't use any martial arts right now. Then you shattered the head of a peak martial artist, but you can't use martial arts? Yunha says this out loud as she was shocked to hear that Lee Irun is unable to use martial arts. Lee Irun tells her that the technique that he used it's similar to shooting bullet skill, and does she counts that as martial arts? Lee Irun also asked her that what they are doing in the black market. You mean the special mission. We accept missions here to help our followers gain experience, Yunha says. Irun asked if they do things like kidnapping or murder. Yunha gets a bit irritated and tells Irun not to compare her cult with those trash. Their cult hunts the red players and notorious wanderers. Hearing this, Lee Irun feels relief as they are not bad person, as his master told him. In his eyes, he thinks that Manhwa sect is the real evil one. Yunha hesitates a bit and asked Irun if he is the companion killer Lee Irun. Hearing this, Lee Irun's faces turns scarier, and he exhausts a tremendous amount of aura. Under the pressure of aura, Yunha is unable to breathe properly. Yunha is scared, and she starts to sweat. She feels like that her soul is being pierced by Irun's gaze. After a while, Irun clams down and stops his awar. Yunha starts to breathe heavily and feels relieved. She gets that. That was a wearing for her. At that time, the car stops and Black Suit Man opens the gate. Lee Irun leans to get out and tells the man to guide him. As he gets out, he sees a huge building. This is Kangha Group's building. The Kangha Group is a giant corporation, led by S-rank ranker chairman Kang Han Chol, that is exerting considerable influence in Korea and all across Asia. As Irun is staring at the building, Yunha asked him if he don't want to enter. Irun tells her that even he don't want to enter, they will not leave him alone. Yunha butters him, saying that nothing of that will happen. She will follow his will. Irun tells her that she is just saying this, but as he gets out, they will follow him to the ends of the earth, and that will make them the second group other than the Manhwa that will be chasing him. Hearing this, Yunha gets a feeling that he really is the companion killer Lee Irun. As they are taking Kang Han Chol, charges towards Irun shouting that you are the one who threatened the Miss Han Chol, uses his aura and attacks Irun. Yunha tries to stop, but it was too late. Han Chol punched, but Irun stops it with his hand and asked if this is how the cult treats their benefactor. After that, the misunderstanding clears and Han Chol invites Irun to the building and offers him to lunch with them. The three of them sits down and variety of dishes are placed in the table. Han Chol tells Irun to eat until he is filled. Irun stares at the food. While taking a bite, Han Chol tells him to eat as there is no poison in them. Irun eats the food and says that even if it was poisoned, it wouldn't work on him. In this short amount of time, Han Chol gathers some info about Irun. So far, he gathered that Irun is a companion killer named Lee Irun. He was supposedly enslaved by the Mount Hua Guild and reported dead recently. But his appearance is entirely different from what was reported. When Han Cheol's punched, was stopped by Irun. Han Chol feels that his energy was clearly internal power, not a player strength. Han Chol guessed that Irun's internal power wouldn't be greater than his, but he can't figure out that why Irun is so relaxed. Han Chol tells Irun that he heard that Yunha has received his help, and in exchange, Yunha promised to grant one of his wish. Han Chol tells Irun to tell him his wish, and he will complete that. But he puts a condition that Irun has to join the cult. Han Chol also asked Irun to tell him that how did he know so much about the cult. Han Chol also provoked him a bit, saying that he didn't heard that Lee Irun, the companion killer, was in a cult. Hearing this Irun, he angry and gives a look and says to Han Chol that he has already done a background check on him. Han Chol also gives a serious look and tells him that he can't let somebody enter in their base without doing a background check. The tension in the room rises, and Lady Yunha gets that very well. Han Chol then asked Irun if has heard about the cult when he was working in the monster disposal area of the Mount Hua sect. Irun replies that his answer is close. Han Chol again asked Irun that if he is from the divine cult or the blood cult. Right now, I am with blood cult, Irun said. Han Chol tells him to explain that what does he mean by right now. Irun answers that he will explain him later. Han Chol smiles and says that he will immediately make him an official member of the cult. Irun directly denies to serve under him. Han Chol asked what he is saying. A wolf can never serve under a dog. Rather, you should serve under me, Lee Irun says. Han Chol shakes in anger and says, Irun is incredibly arrogant. He then starts to radiate his flame like aura and asked if he understands what he just said. Of course, Lee Irun says. Yunha gets up and tries to stop Irun, but Irun ignores her and tells Han Chol to hand over the position of blood demon. The anger level of Han Chol gets beyond his tolerance limit, and he gets up and punches the table. He is furious and shouts at Lee Irun, saying that he has crossed the line. Yunha tells her grandfather to stop, but it was of no use. Han Chol tells her to step back and says that there is no holding back in punishment when someone talks about the blood demon. Irun is on our level below Han Chol, and there is also a disadvantage that his body can't use any martial arts. Han Chol gives a fair chance to Irun and asked if he needs of a weapon he will give him. Irun tells him that he can't use a weapon as it will cause a huge trouble. Han Chol says his arrogance knows no bound. He also asked Irun why he isn't taking any fighting stance as he is going to face him. Irun tells him that he also can't use any sort of martial arts. Listening, this Han Chol gets mad and his awar bursts out. The glass breaks due to the effect of the aura. Han Chol asked if he is mocking him. Irun says he is damn serious. Well, since there's nothing you need to prepare, come at me. Out of consideration for the favor you did for the young lady, I'll give you 3 seconds. Han Chol says this to Irun. Irun provokes Han Chol, saying that was the blood always this honorable. Han Chol is boiling in anger. He says that he is giving him chance because they are treating him as a guest who needs to be dealt with, rather than an enemy. Lady Yunha tries to stop Han Chol. As she sees that there is no way to stop Han Chol, she tries to convince Irun to tell sorry. Han Chol shouts at her and asked that who is this Irun that she is going so far for him. Lady Yunha also doesn't know the reason for this, but her instinct says that Irun is the true blood demon. The reason for her instincts is because she is the priestess of the demon cult. A priestess is the person that serves the blood demon, the master of the blood sect, the oracle. Han Chol attacks Irun. The impact was so powerful that all the glass of that floor breaks. Yunha is also pushed back due to the impact. After a while, Han Chol's flame starts reduce, which shocked them both. Looking closely, they can see that the flames are not disappearing. Irun stops Han Chol's punch with a black-red liquidy substance, and he is the one who is sucking the flames of Han Chol. Irun gathers the flame around his hand and starts to control them freely. Han Chol sees to recognize this technique. Irun then asks them that if they have understand now that this is the blood demon art. The both of them immediately kneels down and praises the blood demon. Irun then declares him as their master, the blood demon. Upon seeing the blood demon art, both Yunha and her grandfather kneel down before Irun. They instinctively knew that the man before them is the blood demon, but at the same time, some thoughts come over in the chairman's mind. How can a player know the blood demon arts? He wonders. So can you hand over the position of blood demon now? Irun asks again, but he sees that he isn't receiving an answer. Han Chol explains that he wasn't able to give an answer because the current blood demon already rules the blood sect. Then Irun wants to know why the old man kneels to him just now, if there was already a blood demon who rules the blood sect. Han Chol explains that it's because the current blood demon's blood demon art is a less complete form than Irun's. He says that he doesn't know how Irun mastered the blood demon art, but the blood demon art is proof of the blood demon's identity and the symbol of the blood sect. Then, Irun laughs upon hearing this ridiculous thing. He says that now knows why the blood sect is in this state. Han Chol doesn't seem to understand. Irun says that it means that the person who is ruling the blood sect is a half-baked blood demon. He then uses his power to make something like big sharp needles to intimidate the chairman. He asks what position does the chairman hold in the blood sect. Han Chol replies while sweating that he holds the position of the left protector. Irun explains that the symbol of the blood demon is not the blood demon art, but the blood demon divine art. At that moment, Han Chol realizes that Irun is the real deal, the true blood demon. This time, they bow down their heads and give Irun, the blood demon's grace, endless dark blessing. What's that? Irun asks. Han Chol says that it is a greeting dedicated to the blood demon, passed down in our blood sect. Irun says that it's cheesy, so that they should stop doing that. So now, will you tell me about the current situation of the blood sect? He asks. By asking this, he is referring to things he should know to get rid of that half-baked demon. The chairman says that currently there are 6 elders in the blood sect, and there is the right protector and him, the left protector. However, the current elders will not easily accept the existence of a new blood demon. It has already been more than 10 years since the current blood demon ascended. Around questions. What will happen if he kills everyone who opposes that idea? Han Chol says that just like he oversees investigations into external affairs and expanding power, each of the other elders have a role as well, so if Iround keeps them alive, some might prove useful. Then he says that if he gets the command, he will personally meet the elders to gauge their intentions. Lee Iround commands him to do that. After Han Cheol's departure, Yunha again bows down her head and gives the blessing. Iround shouts at her to stop it, at Namyangju, Kang Han Cheol's villa. In the morning, Yunha asks permission of the blood demon to enter. Iround gives her permission. Upon entering, she greets the blood demon, which she regards as the morning greetings while being properly dressed. Iround says that he doesn't like fuss first thing in the morning. Yunha says that it's her duty as the priestess serving the blood demon. Iround tells her to go back to sleep. She also refuses to do that, while saying it is her duty to wake up before the blood demon does. Iround then reveals that he can't sleep. He says that he is not joking, it's a fact that he literally can't sleep, so he doesn't need any morning greetings. Yunha says that then she would also follow the blood demon in sleepless training. Iround gets a little angry. He commands her to stop doing that and tells her to act like she did at the D-rank gate. Moreover, he tells her to stop those weird formalities and that historical drama style is also forbidden. He suggests to her to just say, okay, or I understand, simply like normal people. After this is settled, he asks whether there is any word from the left protector. Yunha replies that there isn't anything. Iround says that it doesn't matter now because he already has a decided role to play. Yunha curiously asks what it is. Iround replies that it is pretty much obvious that his role is to take down the half-baked demon. It's a world where the strong reign supreme. If he shows everyone that he is stronger than that half-baked blood demon, everything will be solved, and in order to that, he must train. He tells Yunha to lead the way to the training hall of this villa. Previously, when Iround talked with the Silver King about learning the martial arts, the Silver King explains that what Irun has learned has been readjusted to allow the three of them to fully use their power. In other words, their individual learnings now mesh seamlessly like gears in a machine. This means using abilities before gaining them or failing to completely acquire specific strengths hinders the use of subsequent powers, just like how forcing an incomplete gear to rotate leads to malfunction. So before Iround completes the Blood Demon Divine Art, he cannot use any other weapons or arts. The King of Einhart suggests Iround to experience that himself, to understand better, and gives him a sword. Iround tries to swing it, but the pain he felt that day was immense and unbearable. He doesn't want to imagine that pain again. He would rather undergo complete body transformations 10 times than going through that pain. Thanks to the dragon's blood, he has reached the final stage of black blood, but it's still incomplete. It hasn't yet been fully absorbed, but the dragon's blood runs throughout his entire body. He discards all unnecessary vitality so that only pure strength remains, and thus his process of transformation begins. It's been a week since Iround went to the training room. Yunha gets worried because she assumes that Iround shouldn't be able to train the blood demon art in an empty training hall like that, but to her surprise, when Iround gets out, he has finally entered the final stage of the blood demon divine art. As Iround is eating his breakfast, Yunha gets astonished to see that it's only been a week, but the aura around Iround has drastically changed. It has become more powerful. She recalls that the blood demon art is a technique that requires pure blood and a special sacrificial ritual to even begin training. How could he do it in an empty training room? She wonders. Iround asks her whether she is going to eat or not. Yunha says that she will make breakfast better next time. Then, Iround says he won't be guarded by those weaker than him. So he tells all of them to stop hiding and eat. Yunha gets shocked to know that Iround can even sense the presence of the Shadow Blood Guard. Shadow Blood Guard is a group of protectors trained painstakingly by the chairman himself. They possess stealth skills on par with the most famous assassination group, the ghostly Soul Valley of Yun. Yunha thinks, how can a person be so unfazed? Inside the training room, Iround can feel the true blood, and it feels pretty good. He has absorbed almost all of the dragon's blood. Now he decides to change the black blood part to true blood, refining the true blood flowing in his blood core to a higher purity. All he is lacking is time. To shorten that time, he first needs to take over the blood sect. While he is getting out, Yunha calls him saying that the meal is ready. Again, she has mixed all of the things she knows in one bowl. Iround says that he told her previously that he will make it own meal, and one point to note is that there is too much chili paste. Yunha thought that the meal will taste even greater when more chili paste is added. She immediately kneels and bows down her head, saying she has committed a great sin and she will pay it with her life. He tells her not to do that. Suddenly he senses a presence and tells her that they have a guest knocking at their door. The guards tell the person that he cannot enter. "Do you not know who I am?" The third elder cold-blood blade, Han Chol, asks. The guards reply that there is no way they would not know that third elder. Han Chol questions that if they already know who he is, then why aren't they stepping aside? The guard says that it's an order from the left protector, and he commanded that no unauthorized personnel must ever step inside. The third elder swings his sword, which creates ice. He tells them to step aside, and he won't hold anyone accountable, or else this will be his last mercy. "What will you do?" he asks with an intimidating glaze. The guards unsheathed their swords while saying sorry. Immediately, the third elder comes forward without the guard's notice. But Yunha steps in to stop him. Han Chol asks the miss why she is putting herself in danger. Yunha shouts at the third elder, telling him that he shouldn't do this. Without the permission of the left protector, Han Chol says that the left protector is doing a treason by dividing the blood cult they have only just united. Knowing this, he says that he can't just stand by and watch that happen. "I, as a priestess, have chosen this blood demon. Do you still not trust me?" Yunha asks. The third elder says that he will trust her if she can explain how that player could learn the blood demon techniques. Han Chol explains that there have always been imposters claiming to be the blood demon in the past. That person might be a spy from the divine faction. Even if he truly is the blood demon, there cannot be two suns under one heaven. If this continues, both you and the left protector will be charged with treason. So he is here to resolve this before it escalates further. He tells her to please step aside since he doesn't want to lose her or the left protector. Yunha informs him that her grandfather will not forgive the third elder. The third elder says that he is prepared for that. Even if it means becoming an enemy of the left protector. Even if it leads to his death, because this is his duty as his friend. He points her sword at Yunha and again tells her to step aside. As he is about to strike, Yunha's grandfather, the left protector, comes from behind. He is extremely angry as he fiercely asks the third elder what the hell is going on. Here, Han Chol expected that this might happen, but he never expected that they would be in a hurry. The third elder informs that the Mount Hua is on the move, which gets the chairman and Yunha by surprise. Han Chol mentions that the Mount Hua has found their traces. If you use the existence of a new blood demon to shake the sect in this situation, what do you think will happen? He asks. He answers his own question by starting the obvious fact that the left protector will be the first one discarded and fed to the enemy. The chairman says that the Mount Hua has no reason to be disloyal to the blood demon. In the counter to this, The third elder asks the left protector whether he has considered that the person he has brought and knows as the true blood demon might really be a spy. This question makes Han Chol extremely furious. "What? Are you saying I failed to recognize the blood demon art?" he asks angrily. Han Dobek replies, saying that Han Chol might know that the heavenly demon sect has studied the blood demon arts for a long time. He doesn't know about the others, but the heavenly demon sect has every chance of mastering the blood demon art. The chairman tells the elder to stop. The third elder says that even if the person he brought is the true blood demon, nothing will change. He says that at a time like this, rather than causing division within the blood sect, the right path is to kill that person. Han Chol clenches his fist, telling the elder that he has crossed the line here. The third elder states that he can't sit idle when a friend of his throws himself into fire and takes a fighting stand. The chairman tells the elder that he will cut off the elder's limbs and beg the blood demon for forgiveness. As they are about to strike each other, Iround jumps in and tells them to stop from behind. Upon seeing the blood demon, the left protector immediately stops his killing intent and greets him. The third elder looks back, while thinking that even he can't sense this person's presence. The chairman shouts at the elder, telling him to bow down and greet the true blood demon. While looking at Irun's hand, the elder realizes that he would have died without a doubt if Irun had aimed for his neck. Noticing the crimson hair, the red eyes, and the clear evidence of the blood demon art, he immediately greets the new blood demon. Iroun, on the other hand, tells the left protector to stop this unnecessary prostrating, and since the blood sect is already falling apart, he wouldn't recommend cutting the limbs of its followers. Now he starts to talk with the third elder. "So you came to kill me? You'll spare me if I please you, and kill me if I don't?" he asks while giving a deadly glare. The third elder starts to sweat a lot, but gathering up all the courage, he starts to talk. He states that the blood sect currently serves a blood demon. The existence of a new blood demon will create great division within the blood sect, which is just now stabilizing after regrouping. Iround compliments the third elder by saying that he has spirit and an elder should have that kind of guts. "So, what do you think? Are you satisfied?" Iround asks. Han Dobak says that he needs proof. He creates a small blood ball, also known as blood orb, and asks whether this will be enough while sending the ball near the elder. Upon seeing it, the elder wonders how within such a small blood orb, such a full blood demon energy lies. He immediately bows down and greets the true blood demon. He unsheathed his sword. He says that he will cut off his right arm for disrespecting the true blood demon. As he is about to strike, the sword flies away since Iround used a small blood orb to strike the sword. Inside the villa, everyone is sitting on the ground except Iround, even though he told them to sit on the couch. Getting a closer look, the left protector felt it earlier, but now he is certain that by just over a week, that Iround has gotten way much stronger. "Have you perhaps reached the transcendent demon stage, blood demon?" Han Chol asks. Iround simply replies by saying, "No, not yet." The left protector says that since Iround's progress is so rapid, he will soon reach the transcendent demon stage. The third elder speaks up, saying that, however, the current blood demon has already reached the transcendent demon stage. Furthermore, the current blood demon's closest aide, the first elder, is also a transcendent demon and among the remaining elders. None of them will turn to support a new blood demon anymore. Yunha says that there is only one way now. Since the blood demon's progress is faster than expected, Iround must quickly reach the transcendent demon stage and personally defeat the current blood demon. Then, no matter what, even the elders would have no choice but to accept the new blood demon. Iround replies that he doesn't know how much time it will take for him to get to the transcendent demon stage. For all he knows, he might not even become a transcendent demon. He also knows that the enemy won't wait for him. "Isn't this right, third elder?" he asks. Around states that he knows his existence is already known to the blood sect. That's why the elder came rushing here to take him down. Suddenly, the left protector bangs his head to the ground, apologizing, saying that it's all his fault that he thought the fourth elder had a high chance of switching sides, so he contacted him. But he had already become the current blood demon's man. Around replies that he understands, so the left protector should stop banging his head for something this trivial. He says that, well, since things have turned out this way, they should just go to get the blood demon.